You can go.
Hi, I'm Jess Tennant, and the convergence site that we focused on for our A/B testing was the American Wealth Inequality website. So basically, the site focuses on the unequal distribution of assets in America, and that there is a big wealth inequality among different races, different genders, and different social classes. So a lot of it talked about how the wealthy control the campaigns and that politicians kind of base their decisions off of what the wealthy perceive as to be what is right in America, but oftentimes this does not fully represent the general population in America, and therefore they're not represented when it comes to politicians and their campaigns that they have for when they're running for office. So the audience that we focused around was the faculty that are involved in social justice issues at Cabrini or just in general. They have a stronger passion for it, so we believe that this website's kind of beneficial for people that believe in social justice issues. So the 5 measurable events that we set up for our website was first the call to action, which was to reach out to your legislative representative, because this is how you make a change, and that if they would reach out, then they could share their voice and show that they feel strongly about this topic. And we included the link below. And second is to watch the Poor Education Risks Student Safety video. And the third one would be watch the Ethics Everyone is Responsible video. The fourth one is a Message to Young Americans video. And the fifth is a call to action, which is to register to vote. So all of these we feel are beneficial because they can watch a video, get a better understanding, and the first one and the last one kind of are their way of advocating for themselves and for some people that can't advocate for themselves. So our SMART objectives, the first one is to increase the number of call to action, reach out to your legislative representative tab by 5% in a 6-month period, which is very beneficial because, like I said before, that if they reach out to the legislative, then it's their way of advocating and kind of putting an end to the inequality in America. The second is to increase the number of traffic to Moving Forward page by 5% in a 1-month time period. This is the page where the reach out to your legislative representative is, and we feel like this is a very important page because it's the page where they can make a difference. The third SMART objective is to increase number of new users by 5% in a 1-month time period. That we don't want the same people coming back to our website, but we want new people to come so that the site, stays fresh in people's minds and that it continues to get more traffic throughout time. The fourth one is to increase number of sessions by 10% in a 1-month time period. That we want, people to come back to our website and kind of see what the site has to offer for them, and maybe each session they kind of look at a different page that they didn't look at before. So we want the numbers of sessions to constantly increase because that means that people are coming back to our website and that there's more people coming to our website overall. And the fifth objective is to increase sessions via social referrals by 10% in a 1-month time period. This is important because social media plays a huge role in our daily lives, and that people who, talk to other people are always on social media, so people are more likely to share a video that they believe in, so then more people will see it, which can turn to more traffic coming to our website because they would want to find out more of what that video means to them. So these are our measured objectives baseline from April to June 2016. So in April, May, and June, there was no event date for the call to click. In April, for the traffic on problem page, there was 5 sessions. May, there was 3 sessions. In June, there was 0. For new users in April, there was 349. In May, there was 147, and in June, there was 173. For total sessions, in April, there was 454. May 205, and June 187. For social media in April, there was Facebook had 197, Twitter had 31. May, Facebook had 23, Twitter had 10, and in June, Facebook had 3 and Twitter had 3. So as you can see that as the time went on from when the site wasn't launched and that it kind of became a little bit older, that the sessions decreased and the amount of new users that came to the website decreased, along with the amount of referrals that social media allowed for people to have, and that they weren't really relying on social media to get back to the website, that they were coming from other places, and that they really weren't coming to the website at all. So our micro conversions, we had 5. The first one was to click on the Moving Forward page because, like I said, this is an important page. Second would be to watch the Ethics Everyone is Responsible video. The third one would be to watch the Voting and Tradition and Wealth video. The fourth one was watch a message to young Americans video. We chose videos because this is a good way to engage people, because a video basically, tells them what words would say, but, it's easier to watch a video than it is to read, a lot of text, because after a while people kind of zone out. And for our fifth and final conversion, which is to click on reach out to the legislative tab, which, like I said, is a way for them to advocate for themselves and kind of show their understanding for what they learned on the website. So our email version A is, the subject line was, are the wealthy only looking out for the wealthy? The body of the email basically just says that, the wealth are funding most of the political campaigns, and that is this really benefiting the general, public? Is that really what people believe? And that is the wealthy just looking the politicians just looking at the wealthy to kind of fund their political campaigns. So we have them click on the link below, and then they have an image, which we were kind of just seeing if that is the determining factor if they clicked on the email or not. Then the email version B, same subject line, does the wealthy influence politicians? Body of the email basically just says that, the wealthy are the ones funding the political campaigns, so do politicians really just kind of focus more around wealth, or do they actually care about what the general population has to say or how they feel about a certain topic? And as you can see, this one does not include an image, so we're trying to see if version A gets more, traffic than version B does.
Hey. So for our social media, we use Twitter and Facebook. For our Twitter, we posted 2 times out of the week. The first time we posted was on the 23rd, and on the 23rd we tagged Cabrini.com to it, and we also attached a link to the problem page the moving forward page, where we ultimately want people to land on. On the second time we used Twitter, we tweeted out, we tagged Cabrini.com. We still also added the link to the moving forward page, and we added a series of 3 questions that we thought would be an eye catcher for people when they're scrolling down their timeline. So, and then with that, we also hashtagged equal pay, and we determined the hashtag by using the site to find out what people are talking about within wealth inequality. For Facebook, we used a poll instead of asking if sending out different messages. So we had a series of 9 questions for the poll, and we did a poll because we wanted to see how much people knew about wealth inequality, and from that, how many of those people went onto the site. And we also, after a couple of days, we also added hashtags to the post, so we can see if that drove more viewers onto the site. So an overview of the site, when the site was originally launched, was in April 2016. They had a total of 336 sessions. 259 of those sessions were new visitors. They had long duration, so longer people were staying on the site for a long time. They had a lower bounce rate than I think that was kind of like 44.64% and like 355. That's like a good bounce rate, I think. So and the page views outweighs the sessions. So that means that people were just going on the page and leaving more than they were going on the page and going through all the sites and all that good stuff. So after our A/B testing, we had a higher bounce rate. So more people were just leaving, coming on the page, seeing what they had to see and leaving. They had fewer sessions. We had a total of 69 sessions. we had shorter session duration, so people were staying on the pages for like 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So this caused a drastic decrease in our sessions and page views. Out of the 39 sessions, 31 of those sessions were landed on the problem page, which again is what we originally wanted. The top four pages that were visited were the original page, the moving forward page, and the meet the team page. So even though we don't have the image on here, but even though people weren't following like our micro conversion, people were still like going through the site. And what were you saying about the page sessions and
well,
page
our email
duration?
our email went to the problem page, which was different than where our social media went to, which was to the moving forward page. So we have, people were going to the problem page because that's where the email sent them. So the bounce rate was, very high for only 69 sessions. So that means that almost everyone that really came on the page kind of just went to the problem page and then left. But it is kind of weird to see that even in the average session duration that it was almost 3 minutes. So the bounce rate in that are kind of contradicting, because that means that, they were either spending a lot of time on one page and they weren't really moving around. So it's kind of weird to see that our session duration was that long when they weren't really on the pages for that long. So there was a lot of new sessions, and like there was 47 new users, so that's pretty good for only having 69 sessions.
So overall, the problem page was the most active in regards to the landing page, but it also had a higher bounce rate. The duration of the time that people stay on the page complemented the amount of page views. And yeah, again, like I said before, they didn't really follow our micro conversions. So based on before the social so this is their social media analytics when they first launched the site and after we launched our campaign. So it shows that Facebook was the higher drive of traffic for people on the page, and afterwards, after we did it, we noticed that Twitter was the higher drive to the page. So overall, we had 7 referrals for our social sites. So our emails were the most was the one that was increasing the number of traffic to the site. I said that correctly, right? So again, we just mentioned this before, and yeah.
So also too that it's funny to see that Twitter now is the one that outweighs Facebook, because before it was Facebook that was getting all of the attention. So it's kind of funny to see that our poll kind of worked on Twitter, and Facebook we didn't really get a lot of action from it. So but you can see that a lot of times the email like kind of drove them to the page, like Vanessa was saying. So kind of shows that our social media wasn't getting as much attention as it should have. So people really weren't like talking about the website or weren't using social media to kind of go to the website. So it's kind of funny to see that social media wasn't as dominant in this A/B testing as it should have been or could have been. But for the most part, our results kind of reflected our email, which was good, and that people responded to it. So our micro conversions, although they weren't really followed all the way through, they still ended up on the problem page, which is what our email intended them to do. And our social media kind of had them going to the moving forward page. So for that means that people really didn't choose to click on our final conversion, which was the register to vote or to reach out to your representative. So our email in this worked, and that we got a lot of attention from that. So I would say overall that our A/B testing for the email version was successful, As for the social media, I would say that it wasn't as successful because we didn't really get a lot of social media referrals to the website as they did when they first launched it. But that this is common because the site has been out for a year now, so people have kind of had the time to view the site. So we still got a lot of attention even though it's been out for a year. So
And next time, I feel like I wouldn't have posted it on my personal social media account because I don't know. I personally wouldn't click on something about inequality if I saw a random student I didn't know like post it on the page. So I would say posting it on the actual page that you want viewers to see it at is where you would post it originally. So that's another reason why I feel like our social media wasn't as strong. So yeah.
okay, well, thank you for listening. That's our presentation.
Thank you.